Hello guys, next month soon will be arrive. So let's see some interesting indie games that will be released in September 2025. We start with the most famous one, Hollow Knight Silksong. After the first announcement back in 2019, the game went into hiding state. Even some fans think Hollow Knight Silksong is a myth. But after 6 years, the game will finally arrive on 4 September this year. Silksong builds on its predecessor's gameplay with refined 2D platforming, exploration, and combat mechanics, emphasizing Hornet's acrobatic mobility and Silk-based abilities, such as binding enemies and quick healing via the bind move that consumes a full soul stack. The developers state that the game will be bigger than the predecessor with a lot of enemies, bosses, and branch for rest.
Keep yapping, or are you gonna show us?
JETRUNNER is first-person parkour shooter blending high-speed platforming with FPS elements. Announced in June 2025 with a demo during Steam Next Fest, the game has garnered attention for its fluid movement mechanics and cel-shaded comic book visuals set in a near-future world where jet running is a popular extreme sport combining athleticism, engineering, and broadcast entertainment. The game will allow players to wall run, slide, grapple, vault, and blast environmental hazards or targets with the pistol while chaining combos for style points and faster times. JETRUNNER will be released on 4 September 2025.
My name is Mick Acaster, caster of the stars.
Sticky zombies, a massive amount.
Deadly Days Roadtrip is an action roguelite serving as a spin-off to their 2019 zombie survival game, Deadly Days. The game has built hype through multiple playtests, including a fourth one in March that added Steam Deck support and controller compatibility, drawing comparisons to Vampire Survivors mixed with Resident Evil's inventory system in a post-apocalyptic zombie world. The gameplay blends reverse bullet hell combat, where players mow down zombies with auto-firing weapons and a top-down 2.5D view with deep inventory management. The game will be released on 22 September on Steam.
Okay, I think it's time to leave. Let's look for some gas now. Where the is the
Drawing inspiration from creators such as Tim Burton, Ayasa Shadow of Silence will deliver surreal noir fantasy world reminiscent of Little Nightmares. The narrative follows Ayasa, a young girl trapped in the fractured, inverted world as she journeys through 6 symbolic lands representing faith, hope, love, greed, indifference, and betrayal to restore harmony by uncovering remnants of light. Ayasa Shadows of Silence combines 2.5D platforming, exploration, and puzzle solving with light and shadow mechanics, allowing players to manipulate environments. The game will be released for PC on 25 September 2025. Formula Legends is an arcade racing game serving as a nostalgic tribute to the evolution of Formula One from its golden age to the present day, that blends stylized visuals with surprisingly deep mechanics, including dynamic weather, fuel consumption, and era-specific technologies. While it doesn't carry an official F1 license, it pays homage to famous teams and drivers through cleverly reimagined names and unique abilities, such as wet weather mastery or tire preservation. The game is set to launch on 18 September 2025 for all platforms. HYKE Northern Lights is an upcoming 2D pixel art action RPG that features a top-down perspective with vibrant pixel graphics, blending exploration, combat, and relaxing elements like camping. Players take on the role of a young witch named HYKE, journeying through a post-apocalyptic world to trace her mother's footsteps across forbidden zones, encountering other witches in magical battles and forming alliances. Gameplay emphasizes dynamic combat with character-specific abilities, such as bows of allies like Extra and Mother Brain, alongside survival mechanics like setting up camps in a beautifully desolate landscape. The game will release on 18 September 2025 for PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Baki Hanma Blood Arena is a 2D action fighting game based on manga Hanma Baki, Son of Ogre. Drawing heavy inspiration from classic arcade titles like Super Punch-Out, it features high-energy combat with a focus on precision timing, shonen-style flair, and explosive special moves. Players step into the role of Baki Hanma, the determined young fighter on a quest to prove his strength and claim the title of God of Combat. Gameplay involves battling 12 unique opponents, each mastering distinct fighting styles that demand adaptive strategies across 5 iconic arenas ranging from underground fight clubs to grand tournament stages. The game will release on 12 September 2025 for all platforms. Moros Protocol is an upcoming sci-fi roguelite FPS featuring a unique pixel-painted aesthetic that blends retro low-poly visuals with modern dynamic lighting and crunchy textures. Players awaken aboard the derelict warship the Orpheus, amnesia-stricken and guided by a mysterious voice, as they battle through blood-soaked corridors infested with monstrous horrors known as the Dark Phage. Inspired by classics like Doom and Half-Life, it emphasizes fast-paced tactical combat, procedural generation for replayability, and drop-in co-op multiplayer. The game will launch on 18 September 2025 for PC. Arctic Awakening is an upcoming first-person narrative adventure set in the Arctic. Drawing inspiration from classic adventure titles, the game features some exploration, puzzle solving, and the blend of thriller elements. Players assume the role of pilot Kai, who survives a plane crash in a stormy, unforgiving Arctic wilderness, teaming up with his court-mandated therapy robot companion, Alfie, to search for missing co-pilot Donovan while unraveling eerie mysteries and hallucinations. The game set to release on 18 September 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS.
Mayday. This is Tree 1, Charlie, Echo.
Aztecs: The Last Sun is a city-building survival strategy game that blends historical Aztec themes with management and supernatural elements. The game draws inspiration from Mesoamerican history and mythology, featuring vibrant visuals of tropical marshes and monumental architecture, with trailers and devlogs showcase highlighting its resource chains and terraforming mechanics. Players assume the role of Tlatoani, the ruler of the Aztec city-state of Tenochtitlan, tasked with expanding the settlement on Lake Texcoco through over 25 upgradable buildings, intricate production chains, and strategic expeditions across a regional map. The game will release on 23 September 2025. Town to City is an upcoming cozy voxel art city builder that features gridless building. Players take charge of developing interconnected settlements on lush islands, freely placing and customizing houses, shops, amenities, parks, and trade routes to meet the needs of a growing population divided into classes like workers and artisans. Gameplay involves balancing resource production, research trees for new buildings, resident requests for amenities, and economic expansion into farming and tourism, all while beautifying the environment with decorations and lighting in a procedurally influenced world. The game is set to release on 16 September 2025 for PC.
Where every street tells a story, and every home.
Hotel Barcelona is an upcoming action roguelite game that serves as parody to slasher film. Players control Justine, a rookie U.S. Marshal possessed by the deranged murderer Dr. Carnival, navigating a cursed hotel near Pittsburgh filled with America's most depraved serial killers across 7 horror-themed floors, each inspired by subgenres like haunted mansions or twisted labs. Gameplay blends tactical melee combat, roguelike mechanics where death spawns slasher phantoms, and the blood-fueled Carnival Awakening super attack. The game will also feature co-op up to 3-player. Hotel Barcelona will be released 26 September 2025 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Voyagers of Nera is an upcoming cooperative survival crafting game. The game set in Polynesian-inspired ocean world with colorful cartoon-like visuals reminiscent of Breath of the Wild, blending exploration, crafting, and base building. Players embody the Echoes, descendants of Nera's ancient protectors, tasked with sailing across a magical, ever-shifting ocean to awaken fading spirits, battle monstrous deep creatures. Gameplay emphasizes sailing, surfing, and diving for resources, crafting gear, and building customizable island villages that serve as sanctuaries powered by spirits granting magical abilities. Game will release 16 September 2025 for PC. Ratatan is an upcoming rhythm-based roguelike action game inspired by Patapon. The game combines rhythm mechanics with side-scrolling action and supports up to 4-player online co-op. Players control the Ratatan's musical heroes wielding instruments like sousaphones and trombones to command armies of Koban in massive battles using rhythmic inputs to execute attacks, defenses, and special moves like Fever Mode, which enhances abilities and shifts background music dynamically. The roguelike system introduces randomized power-ups and rewards, promising varied gameplay across a 30-plus hour single-player campaign and multiplayer modes. The game set to launch in early access on 19 September 2025 for PC. Come from the creator of Monster Sanctuary, Aethermancer will offer you monster taming game that combined with roguelite and RPG element. The game blends strategic turn-based 3v3 combat with procedurally generated explorations that drawing inspiration from mythology and roguelite mechanics. Players embody the Aethermancer, a warrior who bonds with mythical creatures of Terrastay, trapped in a cycle of death and rebirth, guiding a party of 3 through dangerous biomes to achieve worthiness. The game will launch in early access on 23 September 2025 for PC.
This world is full of monsters.
Shape of Dreams is an upcoming action roguelike game with MOBA-style mechanics. The game immerses players in a vivid, ever-changing dream world called the Rapids, blending fast-paced hack-and-slash combat with strategic team building and procedurally generated environments. Players create custom heroes by editing memories, skills enhanced by essence gems for unique synergies, like a ranged carry with melee power or a self-destructing mage, choosing from 8 distinct characters like the Agile Mist or Tanky Vesper. The game is set to launch on 11 September 2025 for PC.
Your safety is your...
No, I'm Not a Human is a survival game where a scorching sun forces humanity into a nocturnal lifestyle. The game immerses players in paranoia-driven gameplay inspired by Papers, Please and the Mandela Catalog, where they must distinguish human survivors from deceptive visitors, creatures mimicking humans with subtle flaws. Players reside in a secluded home, deciding nightly which strangers to admit based on daily clues about visitor traits such as flawless teeth or dirty fingernails, using dialogue and physical checks like examining gums or ears to detect imposters. The game will release on 15 September 2025 for PC. Katanaut is an upcoming 2D side-scrolling action roguelike game that blends Metroidvania exploration with fast-paced Souls-like combat and cosmic horror themes. The game's set on a collapsing space station overrun by twisted, once-human monstrosities. Players control Not, a survivor wielding a samurai sword, submachine gun, and time manipulation abilities. He navigates procedurally generated and handcrafted levels to uncover the station's dark secrets. Gameplay emphasizes brutal, reflex-driven combat with unlockable weapons, skills, and perks, where memory fragments from fallen enemies grant new abilities, and death resets progress but retains knowledge for varied runs. The game will launch on 10 September 2025 for PC. And that is the video. Which game is that you excited about, or you have another game that not included on the list? Feel free to tell me in the comment below. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.